home of fairies and princesses? Then you've come to the right place. Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePaoli.
And I'm Patrick Dougal.
And today we're going to start off with a little bit of a business announcement here. As we've said in the past, there are going to be some changes coming to Disney Coast to Coast, and we have a new YouTube channel now. It's you've been used to listening to it on one, so this week this episode is going to be on both channels, but after this week, you will only be able to get the new episodes on youtube.com/Disney Coast to Coast. So if you subscribed on the other channel, thank you very much. But now you need to subscribe on the other. It was simply because the show's getting too big. So we needed its own channel. So yeah, please subscribe over at youtube.com/Disney Coast to Coast. And eventually we'll be moving all of the episodes over there. So you'll be able to get every single episode that we've ever had over on that channel.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else to say about that? I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Cool. And that's where all the new Disney Coast to Coast fun will be.
Good stuff.
Awesome. So shall we move on to our Frozen of the Week?
Yes.
Where's the theme song?
I don't know. It's gone. No more theme songs. I told you executive decisions were made.
Oh, okay. That's right. They've cut the Frozen of the Week. You'll never hear it again.
Maybe. It might come back.
The song that Patrick composed is now dead. Frozen of the Week, what's going on?
Well, in Orlando, Frozen on Ice has opened. And everyone seems to be loving it. Obviously, it makes perfect sense. It's Frozen on Ice.
On Ice,
Come on. What's terrible? And it looks like, from all the videos I've seen, it's pretty much they pretty much redo the entire movie.
That's what, first of all, folks, it's, as you probably know, it's touring around the country, so it's probably coming to a city near you pretty soon. But frankly, if it's not, you can watch the entire thing on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Like, there are tons of videos on YouTube of Frozen on Ice. But yeah, it's the thing that I like about it is the fact that usually I've seen quite a few of these Disney on Ice shows, and they tend to like mix a bunch of different stories.
Yeah, it's usually like 4 or 5, and they like pick maybe 2 or 3 songs from each and like rush through the entire story. Here they're literally playing out the entire movie, mostly word for word too. And which is one thing I noticed is they actually like, I don't know if they did other recordings or something, but they added different sayings and words into it, but it's like
different lyrics?
No, not in terms of songs, in terms of like, cause they pulled straight from the movie, like, lines, but it's not 100% from the movie, like, they added different sayings to it.
Okay.
So I didn't know if they had another recording session for just Disney on Ice, but it's interesting.
Yeah, and if they did, it's curious as to who did the voices. Yeah. But also, let's face it, these animated movies, these people are recording for months. These might have just been other options in the can. Yeah. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, Frozen on Ice has officially opened. What do we think of Olaf in Frozen on Ice?
He's pretty creepy. But there is a cool part where the Olaf has full movement of his arms. Mm-hmm. But there's a point where Kristoff rips off one of his arms and then puts it back, and yet there's still full movement. So I thought that was a fun little thing.
For a while now I've been saying why...
And his head comes off a couple of times in the show.
Well, he has to, right? It's Olaf. But one of the things that I've been saying for a while is, why is Olaf not a fuzzy character in the parks? And after seeing the Frozen on Ice thing, I think it's kind of good that he's not. I
think Disney can make it better. Obviously, it has to be a skatable Olaf, so he can't do too much, but... Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe just an animatronics Olaf, which is what we've seen thus far on parade floats and at Disneyland on the roof of Anna and Elsa's little cottage there. So I don't know, but it's kind of exciting and actually really impressive. If you think about it, hasn't even been a year.
Oh, yeah.
Hasn't even been a year since Frozen was in theaters.
I think the most exciting part, too, is we're actually seeing, like, a Hans and Elsa in a coronation dress and all that stuff, where you can't really find in the parks, but you can find on Frozen on Ice.
You love her coronation dress.
It's gonna happen. Just like Merida had a coronation into the official Disney princess brand, it's gonna happen with Anna.
You had to mention Merida, didn't you?
I did. She's my girl.
Anyway, there is more Frozen of the Week news, isn't there?
Yeah, if you caught the ABC special...
I did.
Did you?
Yeah, we watched it together, remember?
Oh, yeah. They did announce that we are expecting more Frozen in terms of a short with a brand new song, too.
Mm-hmm. With the original composers, which is great. They did not mention whether or not the original artists are coming back to do the voices. I would assume yes.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's strange that it has not been mentioned.
I think that's a given.
I don't know if it's a given. I don't know. I just know in the voiceover world, it's not a given. In the Frozen world, I feel like it is a given.
Yeah.
In the voiceover world, not so much a given. So.
You're having a brand new song and it's not going to be Kristen Bell and Idina Menzel?
I don't know. Who knows?
Come on.
I mean, 90% sure it will be, but I do find it interesting that they did not mention it. The name of the short is Frozen Fever. It's Anna's birthday, and Elsa is trying to throw a party for her, but of course the magical powers might change things, and it's going to be out in spring of 2015, which means what? It's probably going to be before what movie? Spring 2015?
Is it going to be before a movie? I thought they're just going to like release it as a short.
Oh, I assumed it was going to be a short before a movie.
As far as I know, there's already one in front of Inside Out that's coming in 2015.
Okay, maybe they'll just release. So you think it'll just be like an online
like
release?
a Toy Story horror.
Oh, you mean like a whole short special?
Yeah.
Oh, that was not my assumption. When I heard short, my mind went to a short to show before a movie. Mm-hmm. If it were like Toy Story of Terror, I would think of that as a TV special more than a short. So I don't know. That's interesting.
I feel like that's what it's going to be.
Well, I guess we'll soon find out.
Yes.
We'll find out in spring of 2015.
And still more Frozen news.
Go ahead.
This time at Disneyland, like in Magic Kingdom where they're starting to give out fast passes for the standby line, not the fast pass line. They're bringing it over to here where now to meet Anna and Elsa, because the lines are so long, you walk up to the standby line and you're giving a fast pass to come back within a 20-minute window.
Yeah, they're not calling it a fast pass.
Yeah, they're just calling it
an appointment, I guess.
Yeah, return time
you have a
card.
You have a 20-minute window, which from what I understand, they're being pretty strict about. Very strict. And here's the real thing that's crazy. They're scanning your park ticket, it sounds like. Because they're afraid of people counterfeiting these things. That's insane. That's crazy. People counterfeiting fast passes to meet Anna and Elsa.
I can see that.
Oh, I can too, but that's just crazy. The good news about this is you no longer have to wait in a 3-hour line. The bad news about this is if you're not there early in the morning to get your fast pass, for lack of a better term, you're not going to meet them.
Yeah, from what I read, they have those magical morning things, where I guess hotel guests get in earlier, that it's, by the time the regular guests come in, they're already sold out within like 30 minutes.
So during extra magic hours, most of those are
gone.
Personally, I feel like only like 20% of them should be available during extra magic hours, and then the rest should be available during normal hours. That's a little shady.
Yeah. So watch that. But I heard that they've been gone within 2 hours of park open.
And so if you are if you're getting, like, if you and I went to meet Anna and Elsa, I wonder if we'd each need to get one of these appointments? Yes. So we each would. So if there's a family of 10, they're taking up 10.
Maybe.
I don't know. We haven't done this yet. I'm not usually there when the park opens, so chances of me getting one of these is pretty slim. But it is interesting, and I just think it's funny that they don't want to call it a fast pass. Really interesting that they're scanning to make sure people aren't counterfeiting.
Well, I doubt it's on the fast pass system.
No.
So
I guess
they don't want to confuse people with the fact of having a fast pass. Whereas in Walt Disney World, it's on the fast pass system and one of your 3 fast passes you can choose.
Good point. Solid point.
Yeah.
Bam. Cool. Anywho, from there, that's our Frozen News of the Week. No more Frozen News of the Week's theme song, so I guess we'll just end it with that.
It may come back. We'll see.
Patrick's going to marinate over that and make a decision. Anywho, shall we move on to some controversial Disney news?
Yeah.
We love the controversial news.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, some of you may have heard about this, but Disney is essentially suing dead musical artist Dead Mau5 for use of his iconic trademark Mickey-ish ears. It's kind of out of nowhere.
Because Dead Mouse has been around for a long time. He's a DJ, right?
Yeah.
He's a DJ.
And he wears this almost like a costume head.
It's kind of like a Jack in the Box type of head.
And he has it's like neon lights in it, and yes, the ears are kind of similar in terms of like if you put like a shadow on it, but
it's 3 circles. It's 3 circles. I mean,
I think Disney is a little overreacting. But the funny thing is about this whole thing is they're making this controversy so public because Dead Mouse is actually like tweeting about this whole thing, and one of the funny things about it is he actually someone in his team or whatever went on the Disney website and found a video on like DisneyGo.com of them using one of his songs.
That's the best part of the story, ladies and gentlemen. That's amazing.
So he like publicly tweeted like this whole like official letter of they're like, okay, you're suing me. Well, now you're using one of my songs on your official website.
Yeah.
So it's kind of this back and forth between Disney and Dead Mouse, and we'll see what's going to happen. But in all honesty, which is worse, Disney removing one video with his song in it, or him losing his iconic trademark?
But here's the thing: for his trademark, it isn't just like 3 black circles. Like, isn't there like a big grin on?
Yeah.
It's different. It is different than the official Mickey logo.
They're just it's a mouse. It has big ears.
Okay, but he doesn't even spell mouse M-O-U-S-E.
No.
It's MAU5.
Yeah,
like is the way he spells mouse. So. I think it's bull. I think it's complete bull. Going after the wrong person. First of all, can we just say different demographic altogether?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's crazy. But
I guess they're bored over in the legal department.
Seriously. I will keep my mouth shut about stuff. Oh, God. Corporate America. Anywho, yeah, so that's nuts.
Yeah, we'll see where that leads.
Yeah, good luck, Dead Mouse, is all I'm saying. Anywho, let's jump over to Disneyland for a little while, then we'll go to Walt Disney World. But
yes.
This past week at Disneyland, Patrick and I freaked out a little bit because, we follow everything on Twitter and Facebook and all this stuff. And one day, I'm on Twitter and I see something about an event going on, an annual pass holder event going on at Disney California Adventure. Now, I am an annual pass holder. I had not heard of this event until that very moment at the time when it was happening. So I flipped out. I was like freaking out. I called Disneyland and I basically said, hey, look, what's the deal? I'm an annual pass holder and I know nothing about this event. And then I brought up the fact about like the day that we were there and we got those free Splash Mountain posters. I'm like, there just seems to be all of these things going on that like we don't hear about. And I'm signed up for the emails and everything. And they're like, okay, number one, as far as the Splash Mountain posters are concerned, those are things we just randomly do. We don't announce it. And I guess that's kind of cool and magical, but at the same time, I wish I knew. But I guess they're afraid of the park being bombarded by annual pass holders if they do announce it. But this other event, I don't know, do you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, what they're calling these are annual renewal events. Basically, you only get invited if your annual pass is expiring within a quarterly period, which is around like 3 months. So essentially, they just had this event in September. So they're for people whose annual passes were expiring September, October, November. And what these events are trying to promote is for you to renew your annual pass. So they're just trying to throw a little extra magic for annual pass holders to get them to renew. And from what I've seen, these annual pass renewal events are pretty awesome.
And let me just say, genius.
Yes.
I have never heard of this before. I've had many annual passes in the past. There was a gap where I didn't have one, but this is the first time I'm ever hearing of anything like this. I think it's really, really smart business-wise. It's like, okay, it's gonna expire. Some people are probably thinking of not renewing because it's costly. Let's remind them how awesome we are and throw this event. Now, genius, but as a non-expiring person, angry is all I can say.
Well, one of the cool things about it, I guess, is the fact that the person whose annual pass is expiring, they'll get emailed this event as a sign up, and they can actually bring 5 other annual pass holders whose passes aren't expiring. So you can go if you're a regular annual pass holder whose pass is not expiring, but you have to know someone whose pass is expiring.
So the lesson here is have a friend whose pass is going to expire every 3 months. So I think that's weird, number one. 5 seems to be like a lot.
Yeah.
If they have that much space, I feel like it should be, let's face it, everybody that signs up isn't getting in. So that means some of these people whose passes are genuinely expiring are getting denied.
Yeah.
Yet there are going to be 5 people with all these people whose aren't expiring. I don't know. I just think it's kind of...
I think it should be like 3, maybe.
1 or 2 is where 3 max.
Yeah.
5 is a lot. Unless they were afraid of the event not filling up, but I don't know. If it sounds like some people didn't get in who did want to go, whose passes were expiring. So it's an interesting thing. Somebody made a special appearance at this event.
Yeah, basically it's like a huge just like meet and greet with a bunch of rare characters. Oswald made his first little appearance down the Buena Vista Boulevard on a little, I guess,
on this trolley.
Yeah. He didn't do any meet and greets yet. We still have to wait till September 14th. But Darkwing Duck was out.
Haven't
the
seen him
Rescue
forever.
Rangers. I know Remy was out. Like,
It was pretty cool character.
I wish I was there. Hello,
Yeah.
but
The funniest thing was, I was saying earlier, I called up Disneyland Resort to talk to them about this. Literally the second I hung up the phone, I get a text. I didn't even look at it. I said, I guarantee this is Patrick, and he's complaining about this event and asking why we didn't know about it. And sure enough, that's exactly what your text said.
yeah,
We're so predictable.
it happens.
So I called and I explained the situation. But
now we know.
So
I have to wait till like June.
And the real bummer is we're going to be in the same quarter, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a bummer. Anywho, as we mentioned, Oswald was there. It has been officially announced that Oswald the Lucky Rabbit will be doing meet and greets starting Sunday, September 14th at Disney California Adventure. So that's exciting. The only other place you can meet him currently is Tokyo. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Oswald the Lucky Rabbit is, he's the character that Walt created before Mickey Mouse. And,
Lost it.
yeah, it got stolen.
And then we got it back just within this decade.
Yes, it was stolen from him, years, before Mickey, which is why he created Mickey. Universal Studios stole it from him, and then Bob Iger bought him back in the past decade or so.
Was it stolen or like?
Well, it was
it
it was contractual thing. It was kind of like a loophole type of. He got the rug pulled from under him.
Yeah.
It wasn't illegal what they did,
but
it was a character he created, and Universal was like, "Oh, you didn't read the fine print," type of situation.
Read the fine print.
Yeah, but luckily, if Oswald had never been stolen, we might not have Mickey Mouse.
True.
So, it was the right thing to happen.
And now we have him back, so all's good.
All's well. Before we move on to the East Coast, I want to mention the Happiest Haunts tour is coming back to Disneyland. On the 12th rather. Friday, October 12th is when Halloween.
A lot of things are happening the 12th.
Yep.
We have a Dapper Day over at Disneyland is happening on the 12th, as well as Haunted Mansion Holiday is opening on the 12th as well.
And I think all of Halloween time is officially opening the 12th, so that means Space Mountains, Ghost Galaxy should be coming as well. I know. Ooh.
I believe, quote me or don't quote me. It's either September 11th or 12th that is the ending of the Guardians of Galaxy sneak preview as well.
Well, I wonder what they're going to put in there.
We'll see. Is it going to go back to Captain EO? We'll see.
No, it should be Honey, I Shrunk the Audience.
I don't think so.
I think it's going to be empty, and I think it's going to be demolished pretty soon.
We'll see.
Personally. But, yeah, so a lot of stuff coming up. As we said, Dapper Day is, which I'm going to be doing my first Dapper Day. I've actually never gone.
I've never gone to Disneyland's Dapper Day.
Yeah, I've never done it. Actually, the way I discovered Dapper Day was I was there on a Super Bowl Sunday, and I just saw all these people dressed up. And I was like, what's going on? And they told me about it, and then I signed up for the email list. If you're not familiar with Dapper Day, it's just a kind of a day where people go to the park really dressed up. And it's kind of fun to just go and watch people and get dressed up yourself. And it's an unofficial thing. It's not run by Disney, but it's welcomed by Disney.
Oh, yeah.
So once again, the 12th is Dapper Day. It's also the official beginning of Halloween time, as well as the Happiest Haunts tours beginning. And Oswald is coming to Disney California Adventure Sunday, September 14th.
What a great weekend.
I know. So, where will we be next weekend?
I think at Disneyland.
I think so as well. Okay, so shall we fly on over to Florida now and talk a little Walt Disney World?
Yes.
Okay. What do you want to start with?
Well, they're getting a new store in the Magic Kingdom featuring everything Haunted Mansion, pretty much. Apparently, it was the story behind it is Madame Leota's home. But now she's kind of still there in spirit. But we have some pretty cool new Haunted Mansion merch that's coming as well. So
yeah, very specific to the parks. I think that's the only place you'll be able to find it. I don't know if I've mentioned this on the podcast before, so I'm going to say it now. If you work for Disney Consumer Products, you need to, everybody knows the Disney balloons, everybody knows the new, well, not so new anymore, but the light up ones at nighttime that have the LED lights inside. We need to have a Madame Leota floating head balloon with an LED light inside.
At least for Halloween.
This is a must. This needs to happen. Just saying. I would get one of those.
Me too.
I probably wouldn't, let's face it, but I would love to see them in the park.
Can you imagine if they put one of those little like speaker things in it too, and it does like the Haunted Mansion theme song as you go through?
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, it'd probably be like $25.
Speaking of balloons, just for completely random, I think before fireworks and before Fantasmic and before shows, when they're saying, making those announcements, I think that there should be a lower your balloons announcement.
I agree.
Why is this not a thing? Why has this never happened?
I don't know. I've had dealings with balloons before.
Yeah.
And it's not fun.
It's kind of annoying.
Like, come on, put your balloon down.
Yeah. I just putting that out there. Put that.
I have a lot of things with between balloons and strollers. I think strollers should be illegal.
I wish there was a no strollers after 7 p.m. rule, but listen, we're well aware the two of us don't have children, but if they're too young to walk, they should be in bed after 7 or 8. Should we just say that? We just said it.
I just don't like strollers.
Anywho, now we're completely digressing. But, so the Haunted Mansion shop should be kind of cool. This is only at Walt Disney World. We have like a villain shop here over in New Orleans Square, which is a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff and some Haunted Mansion stuff. So, but it sounds like there will be merchandise specific to that store, correct?
Yes.
Cool. One other thing going on at Walt Disney World, the Hoop Dee Doo Musical Review is celebrating its 40th anniversary. 40th anniversary on September 5th it happened. Have you seen the Hoop Dee Doo Musical Review?
I have once, a long time ago.
Same here. I went as a kid with the entire family. I just remember it being a blast. Like, a lot of fun.
It's all you can eat. They bring buckets of food to your tables, literally in buckets.
Yeah.
They put the food in buckets. Put them on a table, unlimited alcohol if you're over 21.
Yeah.
Fun dinner show, longest running Disney show on the Walt Disney World property.
It's over at Fort Wilderness?
Yes.
Yeah, it's over at Fort Wilderness. And it's 40 years. That is unbelievable. That's 37,000 performances. 10.5 million guests have seen it. Guess how long it was originally supposed to run?
5 years.
1 month.
Okay.
It was originally supposed to run 1 month. Fantasmic was originally supposed to run 5 years at Disneyland. Now it's in its 26th or 7th. But that's insane. That's awesome. It's just like very country-like. It's kind of like the Golden Horseshoe or the Diamond Horseshoe type atmosphere. Just fun musical performances.
There's some audience interactions.
Tons.
You can get upstage, get a little costume on.
Yeah. It's a lot of audience.
Fun times.
It's awesome. So congratulations to them. I had a friend who did that show. I'm sure you've had many who have done it. But
speaking of anniversaries, we had Lion King on Broadway, who just celebrated their 7,000th performance.
What number?
7,000th.
7,000th performance. That's impressive.
That's a lot.
Really impressive. Yeah, that's just Broadway. There's still like 10 tours touring around the country.
Oh, yeah.
That's a very, 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 very impressive number. Congratulations to them. That's awesome. Of course you've seen it. It is the first show I ever saw on Broadway. And I gotta say, it's quite spectacular. 7,000. That's crazy.
A lot of lions.
Speaking of Broadway in New York Comic Con's coming up.
Yes.
And there's been some announcements about what they're going to be talking about there.
Yes.
The Tomorrowland movie.
Yes.
Actually, this is also going to have some panels at Destination D at Walt Disney World in November. But yeah, Brad Bird's new movie Tomorrowland
Which most people still have no idea what it's going to be about.
It's very confusing. Now, did you do at last year's D23 Expo when they had like that whole exhibit and you went and got like an iPad and they gave you headphones, there's things to listen to, and they set up like a faux museum type of thing. And they did a whole presentation during the movie's panel as well.
They didn't explain anything on the movie. They kind of just like, they found this box in the Walt Disney Archives or something.
Yeah, in the morgue.
That was labeled like some year.
No, what was it?
1959?
Something like. Yes, I think you're right.
1959.
Yeah.
And there's just objects in it that allude to something.
Basically, what they're alluding to is that there are secrets in Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
The movie, George Clooney's in it. Really, even after doing like the whole exhibit thing, they just seem to be setting up the premise of there are secrets in Tomorrowland. I have no idea what it's about. And of course they played it off as if it were like this real thing. And like they showed like a map and then they're like, but if you look at it under black light, you'll notice that such and such and so and so. And it was very confusing. Yeah. And at first you were like, oh, cool. And then like you quickly realized, oh, okay, this is pretend. But like I said, they set up an entire exhibit with this pretend artifacts at the expo. It's confusing.
Yeah. I know they did actually film in Tomorrowland.
Yes.
At both parks, I believe.
Yeah, I remember when they were shooting here, and they were supposedly recreated stuff for the 1962 World's Fair, 64? Two World's Fair. And so yeah, it was... hopefully we'll get more answers with New York Comic Con and Destination D's panels about it.
Yeah.
I don't think we will, personally. For some reason, it's reminding me of the controversial movie Escape from Tomorrow. Like, it has that kind of feel to it. Like, very secretive, very weird, very Twilight Zone-y. I have no idea what
Did you see Escape from Tomorrow?
I did. I sent it to you, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Escape from Tomorrow is not very good.
No.
And the funniest thing is, so it takes place at Walt Disney World, but parts of it were definitely shot at Disneyland. And sure, most people probably wouldn't. Actually, I would say most people probably would. If you're seeing Escape from Tomorrow, you're probably a big Disney fan.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with Escape from Tomorrow, folks, this is a film that was shot very guerrilla style with no permission, shot inside the Disney parks. And then got released through like video on demand type of stuff.
It's actually on Netflix, I believe.
It's on Netflix now. And Disney tried to sue them. I don't know who ended up winning, to be honest.
No, actually they left it alone.
Oh, that's right. They left it alone because they didn't want to
bring attention to it.
Yeah.
So they just left it.
From what I understand on the DVD, and I'm actually tempted to get the DVD simply for this, there's a special feature talking about all of those legal issues.
Oh, okay.
So,
because I know how they literally would have like the director like feet, like 100 or so feet away on like walkie-talkie telling them what to do because they didn't want to have clumps of people like...
Interesting.
Yeah, it was very...
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. But in any case, that's what...
The movie's terrible, though, but it's very interesting how they do it.
It's like a Twilight Zone episode that goes on for far, far, far too long, is kind of what it reminds me of. So, in any case, that's... I think that's the news of the week, at least that we're going to talk about. So should we move on to trivia?
Yes, we can.
You want to hit me first, or shall I hit you?
Sure. Okay. As we mentioned before, Hoop Dee Doo Review
yes,
had its 40th anniversary.
Let me see. 37,000 performances, 10.5 million guests.
No.
Oh, okay.
You mentioned it is in Fort Wilderness.
Yes.
But do you know the name of the hall that it's in?
Is it Pioneer Hall?
It is!
Oh, ding, 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 ding,
It is
ding,
Pioneer
ding,
Hall
ding.
at Fort Wilderness.
Okay, Pioneer Hall at Fort Wilderness.
Join the Hoop Dee Doo Review.
It's a lot of fun. Oh, Fort Wilderness is kind of like a campground, right?
Yeah, it's very... I find California Adventure and Fort Wilderness very similar.
You mean the Grand California?
Yes, that one.
Really? You find them similar? Interesting.
They have a very, like, it's a bunch of, like, woodwork and kind of...
Okay, cool. We were talking about Lion King hit its 7,000th Broadway performance.
Mm-hmm.
There are only 3 other Broadway shows that have ever hit that number. Do you have any idea what those 3 would be?
Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera, which is still running. There's another one that's still running.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there any more Disney, or is that it?
No more Disney.
Yeah, I thought so.
2 of them are Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Cats?
Cats, yep. That's the second Andrew Lloyd Webber one, and you mentioned Phantom already.
Phantom, Cats, and this one's still running?
This one is still running, yeah.
As a revival or original?
It is a revival. I know a girl who lands on top. Nope.
Oh, Chicago.
Chicago. Wow, good for you for knowing Chicago.
Chicago was my senior musical.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because that was a very random little musical snippet from Chicago.
Listen, I was in Chicago.
Oh, okay. You weren't Cellophane, Mr. Cellophane. Should have been my name. No. Okay.
As a news reporter.
Oh.
In the ensemble.
Woohoo! Awesome. Cool. Anyway, folks, I think that's going to do it for us this week. As we said at the beginning of the show, please go to our new YouTube channel if you're not there already. It's youtube.com/Disney Coast to Coast. That is where you'll be finding all of the new episodes from here on out. And if you're not checking us out on YouTube yet, all we can say is that it's going to become more and more visual as time passes. We're getting more and more involved with the whole video and images and links and stuff on YouTube. So even if you listen to us on iTunes or anywhere else, YouTube's also the place to check us out. So subscribe there. Also, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're there. So find us, Disney Coast to Coast. And that's going to do it for us this week.
Disney CTC for Instagram and Twitter.
Exactly. Of course, Disney with the Z.
Yep, as always.
Because we don't want to get sued like Dead Mau5.
Nope, no thanks.
Okay, bye guys.
Have a great week.
Thanks for listening to Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.